Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a major power company gives some serious funding to its Eastern Kentucky partners, and broadband continues to expand into areas in our region, giving homes and businesses better access to quality internet.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
All right, good morning to you. It's 6:31 here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Dakota Makris. Thanks so much for waking up with us. And if you're like me, you're probably having a hard time waking up this morning because, well, as we can hear it here at the station, that rain is just coming down, Brandon. And I don't think it's going to let up anytime soon this morning.
Listen, forget staying awake or being awake. I'm trying to stay awake over here because it's so just kind of comforting.
I know what I'm doing on my lunch break.
Exactly.
Taking a nap.
Exactly. But so far, no high water reports or anything like that, so that's some good news this morning. But be aware of that could happen a little bit later today. We're all under a flood watch through tomorrow morning. At least most of us are anyway. Let's take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar, and you can see some of those heavier bands of rain continuing to come down across parts of the area, especially from Hazard east. And we're seeing that back over into much of the Big Sandy. So watch out for some pooling water over that way next little bit. Visibility taking a little bit of a hit too. Anything less than 5 miles on this map could be, again, some dense fog. That's places like Williamsburg, Middlesboro, Hazard, Moorhead this morning as well. So just be aware of that as you head out the door. Temperatures, one little lone 48 left there, or 40, I guess, left in Jonesville this morning. And they're again at 48, 50 or above. Everywhere else close to 60 in Monticello this morning. Out the door forecast one more time. You'll see again rain chances, so take your rain gear. You may need it at times today, but we could get a break there in the afternoon and could see some brief sunshine, which will not help us a little bit later on. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. Well, back in November, we told you about the firing of former Georgetown President William Jones. He was fired due to claims that he sexually harassed a woman employee on a work trip. Now, the Lexington Herald Leader reports that a second woman filed a lawsuit against him, claiming she was fired from her position at the school after coming forward about being sexually harassed by Jones back in 2016. And in Whitley County, state police say this man on your screen, Charles Durham, is charged with kidnapping, unlawful transaction with a minor, sexual abuse, and fourth-degree assault. Troopers say he met an underage girl on Snapchat and took her to his house. After meeting her at the end of her street, police say he held her there for 2 days and wouldn't let her leave. Investigators say another girl was there as well, but it's not clear if he will face more charges related to her. And the search continues for a robbery suspect in southern Kentucky. State police in Rockcastle County are looking for Woodrow Lamb. Now, they say earlier this year, Lamb broke into a home and shot someone. Police say Lamb is dangerous. Police have arrested his girlfriend, Lindsay Ballou. She is now in the Rockcastle County Jail facing complicity to commit robbery charges. She will be back in court in about 1 week. Well, we have a major update in the world of horse racing, as Kentucky Derby winner Medina Spirit is disqualified months after his death, and trainer Bob Baffert faces suspensions and fines. Now, the decision comes after the horse failed a drug test not long after the race last May, testing positive for betamethasone, an anti-inflammatory that is prohibited in Kentucky on race day. Now, Baffert says Medina Spirit was given the drug as an ointment for a skin rash on the recommendation of his veterinarian, which is, his attorneys say, does not fall under the same ruling. And federal regulators assessed a nearly $17,000 penalty against a company that shortened workers on overtime in Western Kentucky. The U.S. Department of Labor also recovered more than $10,000 in back wages and damages for 23 workers. The department said that both Deloma Corporation and Parth Corporation were not paying their employees time and a half when they worked more than 40 hours for the week. Kentucky Power is awarding more than $200,000 in economic development grants to Eastern Kentucky partners. The Hazard Perry County Economic Development Alliance received a $25,000 grant. The E-Kentucky Advanced Manufacturing Institute, or ECAMI, received $100,000. Cedar Incorporated and the Kentucky Association for Economic Development also received awards.
If we can recruit business and industry to our service territory, then that really stabilizes the rates for everyone, especially our residential customers.
Well, since 2016, the Kentucky Power Economic Growth Grant is funded by a $1 per month surcharge for commercial and industrial customers. They awarded about $700,000 a year. State and local leaders, along with Kinetic by Windstream, held a ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday in Knox County. WYMT's Chaz Jenkins has more on their announcement.
The completion of a 49-mile broadband expansion project.
I consider it a critical infrastructure. I know years ago it was not, but now it is. It connects us, Knox County, with the world.
State leaders calling it a solid partnership with Kinetic by Windstream.
We're very excited to see what they're doing with their own dollars, but it will even be greater returns when they start matching up their dollars with the state and federal dollars to provide broadband.
Giving Knox County a level playing field.
If we've got connectivity through broadband, we're the same as any place else in the United States or the world as far as that goes that has connectivity.
Allowing better tourism opportunities for the area and giving people a reason to stay.
That's something that we've worked on quite a bit to promote, and looking at doing quite a bit more with that, and this is going to be a vital part of helping.
Providing an affordable option for better internet.
Knowing that the investment they're doing is the predicate or the table setter for more investment that we're going to somewhat subsidize, it makes it affordable for more people.
Connecting Eastern Kentuckians to each other and the world. In Knox County, Chaz Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, leaders say the expansion will allow better internet for around 5,000 homes and businesses. Well, this weekend, the Somerset Police Department is helping with a food drive. The department is partnering with Speedway for the second annual Pack a Cruiser Drive. It's happening this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and donations will be taken at Speedway North in Somerset. All the donations are going to God's Food Pantry. You can also donate this week at the lobby of the Somerset Energy Center. A local farm is part of a national network that connects farmers with their communities. Community Supported Agriculture, or CSA Week, is, well, this week. The CSA helps local farmers by linking them with their communities through a subscription service. People can sign up to get weekly vegetables and fruits from local farmers. Mackie Bowling through the CSA says it's a great opportunity for her and the community.
So one of the great things about CSA is that throughout the entire season, your basket's really going to be different and you're really eating in time with the season of what's ready to harvest.
To be part of the service, you must sign up before May. Bowling has 5 weekly pickup locations across the area. There's also delivery for those within 5 miles of the drop-off locations. Well, 3 sites in or partially in Kentucky saw more than 500,000 visitors in 2021. Big South Fork National River and Recreational Area welcomes nearly 835,000 visitors in 2021. Cumberland Gap National Historical Park saw a nearly 11% uptick in visitation last year. And Mammoth Cave National Park saw the biggest upswing in tourism, welcoming nearly 520,000 visitors in 2021. Brush fires continue to be a concern, and some get dangerously close to houses nearby. Kim Rafferty talked to firefighters about a 12-acre brush fire that got within a foot of a home.
Homeowners had already fought to keep flames away throughout the day, concerned the brush fire would spread to their homes. That was even before Sissonville firefighters rolled up along Leg Fork Road.
Started putting our fire line in with the wind. It kept jumping the line, so we had to keep starting over and keep starting over.
Zach Bess is a firefighter with the Sissonville department. He says luckily they were able to turn back a fire that came within a foot from a home.
Actually got about a foot in between the 2 structures, which luckily, you know, we got that stopped just in time.
Other neighbors watched, hoping it would not spread to their home.
They were begging us, please, to keep it away from their houses. And luckily that's something that's definitely a plus that we got, you know, accomplished today.
Zach says it's believed this all started when someone was burning brush outside their home, causing a 12-acre brush fire. He says the Department of Forestry will now investigate, and one option may be finding who's ever responsible.
Some hefty fines, for sure. But the best way to prevent that, you know, keep a water source close by and make sure there's a cleared area approximately 5 feet around the fire.
Keeping a water source close by and 5 feet in between the fire and anything that can burn is a must.
You know, if it's windy, you know, please don't burn. Not only does that create an issue, you know, starting the fire, But, you know, us out here, low manpower, you know, it takes a toll on everybody.
6:41 here on this Tuesday morning. We continue to track some heavier bands of rain coming through. Let's take a closer look at some of these going across parts of the Big Sandy, all the way from Paintsville down into Prestonsburg, over to Pikeville, back over through parts of eastern Knott County there, going into Floyd County, and all the way back up to West Liberty as well along 460. So just be careful if you're traveling in those areas this morning. Temperatures still in the upper 40s in Jonesville, still close to 60 there in Monticello this morning. Warmth really surging in with those south winds as we head deeper into the forecast. Speaking of that, 70 is our forecast high a little later on this afternoon. Could get a touch warmer in some areas. Some storms possible late after a brief break by lunchtime going into the early afternoon hours, and rain chances pick back up and continue through the overnight as that flood watch continues until 6 a.m. tomorrow. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. It's 6:42 here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, a strain of the bird flu is found in yet another state after being discovered right here in Kentucky.